Any questions from previous class? Okay, so we were basically looking at Linux commands which we use on daily basis. Okay, we'll see some more today. Anybody tried installing Git, Vagrant and Oracle Virtual Manager?
Hi Santosh, this is Venkat. Yeah, like I have tried Vagrant, but after installing VM, it is asking for username and password, but it is not accepting the one which is shown at the time of installation.
You don't have to install actually. It's you just have to pull the image, right? There is nothing like
Yeah.
installation. So once you do Vagrant, first step is init, right? That will create the Vagrant file.
Okay.
Then you do Vagrant up. That will bring the VM up. Then do
Yeah.
Vagrant SSH. That will log into the VM. That's all. There is nothing like you don't have to provide password.
Okay. Yeah. Like I have opened in VMware, so
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Yes, it should work. I mean, you don't have to do the installation. It's like pre-installed image. You just have to bring up the VM.
okay.
Okay. Have you enabled the virtualization on your laptop?
Yes, I am enabled here.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, let us see that towards the end of the class. So there are some more basic commands. So let us say I want to open a file and see the contents. What is the command?
VI.
Yeah, so cat or vi. So let us say take cat and the file name will basically open the file and show the contents of the file, right? So let us say I want to see only first 10 lines. Okay, so I just want to display the first 10 lines of the file. What is the command? So the command is head -10 and the file name, right? Or at the same time, let us say I want to display the last 10 lines of the file. So that will be tail -10 file name. So this will display the last 10 lines, right? So let us say, so what is the file that will show the system messages? What is the file that will show the system messages? If you want to debug, where are the logs stored?
Varlog.
So it's var log or syslog, right? So let us take this file and let us see if I have this file, var log messages. Okay, this is the file. So let me see. I want to display the first 10 lines. Head -10 var log messages. So this will display the first 10 lines, right? These are the first 10 lines of the file. Or let us say if I want to display the last 10 lines. Sorry. Or for simplicity, let me create another file and just write something to it. Okay, I've just written something. So if I open the file, I have this contents. Now if I say head -10 file, it will display the first 10 lines, right? The same way, if I say tail -10 and the file name, it will display the last 10 lines. So from 13 to 4. These are the 10 lines. This is 1 to 10. So head basically will display first n number of lines. Here 10 being n. So you can give any number. So if you give n, it will show n number of lines. Here also n number of lines, right? Or let us say I just say head hyphen 5 file. It will show 5 lines. Tail hyphen 5 file. It will again show 5 lines from the bottom, right? Okay, so let us say the requirement is like this. I have a file that has 100 lines. Like this, there are 100 lines in the file, and in between somewhere 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 40, then 100 lines are there. And I want to display, let us say if I want to display first 40 lines, I'd say head-40 will display the first 40 lines. Or if I want to display last 40 lines, tail-40 will display. I want to display the lines from, let us say, 40 to 50. Can we display using any command?
First we'll do head and then tail.
Right, using the combination of two commands, we can use head and tail with one combination that will display files from 40 to 50. So before that, we have to see another thing. What is that? So there is something called pipe operator. So this is to, let us say I have one command and I want to redirect the output of that command as input to another command. Let us say I have command 1 and I have command 2. So command 1 gives some output. That output I want to give as input to the second command, so that second command works on the first command's output and it gives another output from the command 1, right? So that is called pipe operator, and this is the symbol. Okay, this is the pipe operator. So let us say I give something like this. Right, so cat file will display the contents. Now I just want to search for something. Right, in this file I want to search for something like our control F. So I'll just say pipe. Okay, so if I give pipe, output of this file, which is this output, will be redirected to another command. So I can write another command here, or for example I'll say wc-l. So this WC is nothing but word count line numbers. WC is word count. Okay, WC-L will give line number in a file. WC-C will give character numbers. WC-W give number of words, word number. Right? So let us say I create another file. Okay, so I created a file called file123. How many lines are there in that? I can simply say WC-L. So there are 3 lines. There is one empty line as well. So it is giving 3 lines. Now how many characters are there? WC-C. And how many words are there? WC-W. So this output of this command is redirected to as input to this command. So this will work on the output of this command. It will display its own output, right? So this is called pipe operator. So here we are redirecting output of this command to this command, right? So in the same way, you can also execute many commands, right? So we'll see grep later, but now let us say using that combination, we can also display lines from 40 to 50 with combination of head and tail, right? So head is, it will display first 40 lines, first n number of lines. Tail will display last n number of lines. So using this combination with pipe operator, can we write a command that will display lines from 40 to 50? Or let us say if I write like this, head hyphen 50. What this will display? This will display the first 50 lines, right? So assume it will display something like this: 1, 2, 3, so on, and 10, and 10, 20, and 30, and let us say 40, and 50. So it will display first 50 lines. So what do we want? We want this last 10 lines, right? From 40 to 50 we want to get. So if I use a pipe operator and tail hyphen 10, what will be the output? Head hyphen 50 will display first 50 lines. To that output I have just said tail hyphen 10. Tail hyphen 10 will give last 10 number of lines. From where? From this output. So this output will give 50 lines. From there, from the bottom, it will give this last 10 lines, which is nothing but 40 to 50. So using these two commands, we can we can display 40 to 50 lines. Is this clear? Is this clear? So there are 100 lines in a file, and if I give head hyphen n, it will give first n number of lines. Tail hyphen n will give last number of lines. But I want to print somewhere in between 40 to 60, 80 to 90. I can do that still because I can use combination of these two commands. What is that? Head hyphen n will display n number of lines, and if you want another number, for example, head hyphen 50 will display first 50 lines. Then from this 50 lines, I want to display the last 10 lines, which are nothing but 40 to 50. Or if you want to display 50 to 60, you can just say head hyphen 60, which will display 60 lines. And from this output, tail hyphen 10 will display last 10 lines, which are nothing but 50 to 60. If I say tail hyphen 20, it will display 40 to 60. So like that, with the combination of these two commands, we can use to get any number of lines, right? So this is called pipe operator, which is for redirecting output of one command as input to other command. So WC is a command word count, which will basically WC-L will get the line numbers, WC-C will get the character number, WC-W will get the word number, right? So I have given cat file 123, which will give the entire output. From that, I'm actually seeing WC-L number of lines, or we can directly execute this way as well. WC-L file 123. This will give number of lines and the file name. WC-C character count, WC-W word count. Okay. So let us say I have a one very big file and I want to search something inside it, right, on a Linux machine. So if it is a Windows machine, we just do we open Notepad or Notepad++ and we just do Control F, which will basically search for a particular word, right? Right. So it will basically find a word. If I do find next, it will go to the next occurrence, right? Audio is not working. Okay. So basically you want to search for a particular pattern or particular word or pattern, right? So how do we search for that in Linux? So we have a file, let us say file, this file, and I want to search for a particular number or word on it. So again we have a command called grep. The full form is global regular expression print. Okay, so this searches, right? So basically let us say file 123 and again pipe operator. So this file I'll be redirecting it to another command. So I'm just opening this entire file and I'm searching for a particular word in it. So I'll just say grep1. Okay, there is no one in it. Let me search for file. So this will give the lines which contain one in their output, right? So cat file has a lot of content, but I want to search for one. So the line numbers which contain one, or let us say I want to search for two. So this will give output which contains 2 or 12 or 1, 10, 11, 12. So because here one is there in the content. Okay. So let us say I'll open cat file 123 and I want to search for BC. Okay. So this will give the lines which contain BC, right? Something like this is a search, right? Or let me open the file again and I'll write something else. Capital ABC, small ABC, DEF, capital DEF, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll write something. Then if I open the file, cat file 123, this is the content. Now I want to search for ABC. If I just do grep ABC, I'll get ABC in their content, right? So this is case sensitive, right? I have capital ABC, I have small ABC, but when I search, it is only giving the small ABC, right? So I don't want to care about the case. I just want to print both. So I don't care whether it is small ABC or capital ABC. So basically ignore the case. So hyphen I is for ignoring the case. So I just first search for small ABC, but it is also displaying capital ABC and small ABC. So this is called grep hyphen I, which is case insensitive search, or we can say ignore the case, lower case or uppercase, I don't care. Just give me the output. Or I can search like this. Okay, I have something like this. I'll just clear, and this is my file 123. Now I want to search for ABC ignoring the case. So I'll just say cat file 123 grep hyphen I. If I just give ABC, it will only print ABC, but if I do ignore the case, it will give all the words irrespective of the case, capital or small, it doesn't matter, it will give everything, right? Let us say I have this way and I have some content like this, def 123 something. Okay, so now if I search for file 123 grep ABC, so I get all this content, right? This is for searching for a particular word, in the sense, okay, let me tell you like this. There is ABC, DF, 1, 2, 3, and there is also ABCD and ABCDEF. So these are also words. So if I search for ABC, I'll also get content for ABCD. I also get content for ABCDEF. But I want to search for only the word ABC, not ABCD, ABCDEF, or AB or A. So for that, we can just search for a particular word. So this will give only the lines which contain ABC and not the lines which has ABCD or ABCDF. So search for a particular word hyphen W. Okay, or if you want something like a line number, it will give line number as well. This is in 4th line, 5th line, 6th line. Okay. Okay, so grep has a lot of options. Grep hyphen I is for ignoring the case. So uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't care, it will simply print. Hyphen W will search for a particular word, grep-n will print number of lines, line number along with the search. What else we have seen? And there is something like, let us say, this is the file, and I want to search for capital ABC, but I want to print lines, 2 lines below it or 2 lines above it. So the occurrence is ABC. I just want to search for ABC and I want to print 2 lines below the occurrence or 2 lines above the occurrence. So how do we search? grep-a after 2 and ABC. So this should print 2 lines after ABC. So ABC is my occurrence and it has printed these 2 lines after the occurrence. Okay, and if I say capital B2 before the occurrence, so 2 lines print 2 lines before ABC. Okay, so this can be anything. -an, it will print n number of lines after the occurrence. -b n ABC, it will print n number of lines before ABC, right? So an print n number of lines after occurrence. -bn, bn is for the before. Print n number of lines before occurrence. Okay, is this clear? So grep is basically for searching. You can search for a pattern. We'll see there are some other options, but these are the primary options which we use. We ignore the case. We just search for a particular word, or you search for a case insensitive search, a line number if you want to search after the occurrence, before the occurrence. These are all the commands which we use while working on some log files, debugging. Let us say you have so you have some problem with respect to some OS and you want to search for something. Let us say at a system you are trying to install some package and the package is not getting installed, and you can search for that particular package directly using grep, right? Or let us say the system is rebooted and you just want to know whether the system is panicked or not. You can just search for panic, right? Panic in the sense system may crash because of some issues, right? Or you want to search for the error messages. So this will give all the error messages, right? Or you want to search for a warning. It will give warning. So this way it will be helpful while debugging some problem on the machine, right? And let us say we have seen head, we have seen tail, we have combination of both, right, to print something. And now let us say there is an application which is running on Linux machine and that application is logging some information. Right, so there is a log file which is associated with that application, and that application is continuously logging the information in that log file, and I want to debug that. So how do we debug? So we basically open using VI or we can open using cat. So that will display, let us say, var log messages. So this will display whole lot of content, right? So if you just say something like cat var log messages, so this is a very huge file. This will display a lot of content on the screen, but you want to display something like dynamically. So this is like a static file. If you open this file and if you just type cat var log messages, it will print the entire file, right? Or if you open VA also, it is like a static display. But I want to debug live, something like I am executing some command and I just want to see what is the information that is logged in the log file, right? So dynamically, so it should grow continuously and the log file I should be able to see it. So there is a command called tail-f var log messages. Okay, so this will show what is happening in the log file dynamically, in the sense it will not quit unless you press Control C. If you press Control C, it will come out. Otherwise, it will display any messages whichever is added to this file, right? So dynamically you can open this file and see the content, right? So just for simulating, what I'll do is I'll just write a simple script that will simulate this. Okay, so I'll open another terminal. I'll come to that. Give me a minute. See, I have two terminals of the same machine. This is also same machine. This is also same machine, right? Now I'll just write a simple file, simple script that will simply append a file. So this will continuously write date to a file called file123. So if I say date, this is just to simulate the application, something like one application. There is application which is continuously writing some data to a log file. Let us say that file is file1234. See, this is like, I'll just give a sleep in between. Okay. Now if I say cat file1234, so this is a huge file. Let me remove anything, create. Okay, this will display the static content. It is continuously growing, but it will display till that point of time. Now I want to show that dynamically. I want to see that dynamically. So if I open like this, so this will not quit. It will continuously grow. When this is helpful is when you're debugging some application and you want to see the messages dynamically growing, right? So this will continuously show the messages which are written to the log file, right? So I just written a script that will continuously write something to this file, right? So we'll see all these things. This is something like a infinite loop which will continuously write date to this file. Okay, so using tail-f we can see the content of a log file dynamically. Unless you press Ctrl C, it will not come out. Is this clear? Tail-f and the file name. So slash. This is something like a live debugging. So the tester has reported some problem, and let's say I'm a developer and I'm debugging, and tester has performed a command XYZ on the machine, and that is throwing some error, right? Now I'll also perform XYZ on one terminal, and another terminal I'll open the log file like this, and I can see the content, why it is failing in this terminal using tail-f command. Is this clear? Okay, tail-f shows the log file dynamically. Okay, and there are something called editors. So editors are useful to write something, to work on file, to manipulate files, right? So you want to store something on a file, so you just open Notepad or Notepad++, you write something and you save it. So that is for you can edit it, you can delete it, you can change something, you can replace a word, all those things you can do using editors, right? So Notepad++ is the editor. So in the same way, in Linux we have several editors, VI, VIM, Nano. Okay, so these are the primary editors we have in Linux, right? If you want to open a file and write something to it, we open any of these files, right? We can also open cat, that will display entire this thing on the console. But if you want to read something, for readability, we can use VI or VIM or Nano. So this is basically VIM is the improved version of VI. Okay, so Nano is like a recently developed, and it is like useful for the beginners to start, right? So VI and VAM has a lot of commands. So Nano has limited functionality, basically for the beginners to start with. So VI is like it has also a lot of commands which we can use to copy a line, cut a line, or search for something. So all these things we can using in VI and VAM. So the recommended one is VIM. So if you're a developer, if you're a programmer, so it's always recommended to use VIM, because VIM has something called color syntax. So you write something, it will show the color in colors, something like your curly braces, your the braces, where it is started, where it's ended. And when you write some programs, you have to follow the syntax, right? So that syntax will be highlighted with color when you use VIM. So let us see. Let us create a file and see. So file 1234, sorry, slash file 1234. So this is VI, right? So VI editor, or let us create our own file. So VI file 8. So this will open a new file. Then I can write something to it, right? So while learning VI, there are two modes. One is called escape mode or command mode. Other is insert mode, right? So to write something into the file, to edit the file, we have to be in insert mode, right? To execute a command on the file, we have to be in escape mode, right? To switch between these two, if you press I from escape mode, if you press I, we'll go to insert mode. And when you are in insert mode, if you press escape, we'll go to escape mode, right? So I opened the file 8, and now by default I'll be in escape mode. I cannot write anything. So if I just press I, if you see in the bottom it is insert mode, then I can write something, hello world, right? And now if I want to save this file, I need to go to escape mode. How do I go? Just press escape. Then colon W is to save, colon Q is to quit. So now if I open the file 8, I'll be in the content whichever we have written is saved to that file, right? So again, if I open the file, so there is a content, right? Now I want to write something. How do I write? I need to go to insert mode. How do we go to insert mode? Just by pressing I. So I'll go here and just say I. Sorry. I'll be in insert mode. Then I can write something, right? I have inserted something. I have written some text. Now I want to save this. So how do I save? Go to escape mode and just say colon W is to save, Q is to quit. Save and quit. Now this file is saved, right? So to write some text into the VI editor, we just open the file, then press I to insert something, then write the text, and then go to escape mode, then save it. So while saving, we have several commands, right? WQ is to save and quit. Colon W is to just save. It will not come out. WQ will come out by saving. So Q will just quit. Q colon will quit without saving. Okay, so Q colon will quit without saving. So in the same way, there are other commands, right? Let us say I want to copy one line and paste it. So YY is to copy, P is to paste. In the same way, DD is to cut, right? P is to paste, or just the VI file it. Now, hello world user, I just want to copy this line and paste it. So by default, I'm in escape mode. So all the commands will work in escape mode. So if I just YY, press YY and P. So how many ever times you press P, that will be copied, right? So I don't want to save this content. How do I come out without saving? Go to escape, colon, Q. If you just press Q and enter, it will give error saying that there is some content which is written, you want to save it or not. No, right, since last change. So I need to save, I need to come out without saving. Q exclamation. And that content is not saved. Okay. Or let us say I just want to copy. What is the command to copy? YY. Just press YY on the line. That line will be copied. Then just press P. It is pasted. Now go to escape again. Colon WQ will save. WQ is to save. Q is to quit. Q exclamation is to quit without saving. Now let us say I want to cut it. DD is to cut. DD, 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 DD. That entire line will be cut using DD. And if I want to say again WQ. Is this clear? So again I want to enter something. Let us say hello world and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So again I want to save again WQ. I'll open again and I want to copy first 3 lines. So 3YY and then I'll come here and say P. The first 3 lines are copied. So NYY is to copy n number of lines and P is to paste. Let us say I'll say 10YY. You can see 10 lines here in the bottom, and if you just press P, all 10 lines will be copied. And if you want to save, WQ. So my file is saved. Okay. So or let us say you want to cut 10 lines, 10 DD. 10 lines are cut. And if you want to paste all those 10 lines again, just press P. They will be pasted. Okay. Is this clear? Am I audible? NYY will cut copy n number of lines, NDD will cut uh, n number of lines, and P is to paste. Okay. So there are a lot of other options, which is something like searching for a particular pattern. You can just give slash and press something, world. So it will go to the occurrence. If you see the cursor, it is at the world. Now if you just press N, it will go to the next occurrence, right? And if you just press Control Shift N, it will go to the previous occurrence. You can also search in VI Editor using slash. Just slash hello, it will go to that particular occurrence, hello. Okay. So this is VI, the basic fundamentals of VI. Now let us say I want to work on multiple files. I want to open 2 files, 3 files at the same time, and I want to start working. So basically for comparison or copying one line from one file to other file. So how do we do? How do we do that? Okay, so let me open 2 files. So we have file and file 1, 2, 3. So VIM -o file 1, 2, 3. So this will open 2 files horizontally. If you see, there are 2 files. This is one file, and if you just do Control W, you'll go to the second file. Right? There are 2 files which are open horizontally, right? Or I want to open vertically. Right? How do you open vertically? VIM -O file 1, 2, 3. This will open 2 files vertically, and you can compare. Right? So VIM-O file 1, file 2 will open 2 files vertically. VIM-O file 1, file 2 will open 2 files horizontally. Okay. So to switch between the files, Control W is the command. Just press Control W, it will switch the files. Okay. So I have file 1, I have file 2. So we just open, and you have to press Q 2 times because there are 2 files. 2 files to edit. VIM-O file and file 1, 2, 3 will open 2 files vertically, and you can do comparison. Something like, let us say I want to copy first 10 lines from this file to another file. So I'll just say 10 YY. So I copied 10 lines from first file. Then how do I switch to the second file? Control W, right? And then I just say P. So this 10 lines are copied to the second file, right? Let us say I want to copy the last 10 lines, or let us say these 10 lines from second file to first file. I want to cut 10 DD and then say Control W and then just say P. So these 10 lines are cut and pasted on the first file, and I want to save it. Save first file, then save second file. Now if I open the first file, I have the content, and if I open the second file, what is the file? File 1, 2, 3. I have the content, right? So this way you can manipulate, work on multiple files using VIM. VIM hyphen small o is to open files vertically, hyphen capital O is to open the files horizontally. If you have 4 files also, you can open using either vertically or horizontally, right? Or let us say you're writing something, file.sh, right? So you want to write something. So this kind of color syntax you can is available only in VIM. Something like it will display the syntax highlighting. If you do some mistake, you can easily find out using this color syntax. Let us say I did not give what is that? I just missed giving this thing, right? So what is that inverted comma here, right? So the color is changed, right? So it has changed to other color. Or if I give proper syntax, it will be like this. So based on this is a comment actually. So comment will be in another color, and actual content will be in some other color. If you miss something, this thing it will show up if you have the proper color syntax. Okay, so this will be useful when you're writing some scripts or you're doing some programming. When you're writing some shell script or Python script or Groovy script or Perl script, if you use VIM, it has the syntax highlighting color. So based on that, you can find out whether your syntax is right or wrong, right? So you have given two times this thing, the inverted comma, or the curly braces are not given properly, right? So in that case, it will show the error. The color will be highlighted, right? Or if you use the same thing using VIM, VI, this will be in plain white. Okay, so that's the difference between VI and VIM. Basically, all the commands which work in VIM will also, basically all the commands which work in VI will also work in VIM, but that color syntax and the multiple files horizontally and vertically is the extra features of VIM. So it's always recommended to use VIM because it has all these advanced features, right? So there are a lot of other things which we can do in VI editor, right? So if this is in escape mode by default, right? If I want to enter something, I need to press I, which will go to the insert mode. Then I can write something into it, right? So let us say I want to write something. This is a script, right? So if I just commented, the color is changed to something else. Now if I enter it, this is another line, again the color is changed. So like this, the color will be highlighted in VIM, right? And if you want to delete a line, DD is the command that will delete. Or if you want to delete a single character, X is the this thing command. If you just press X in escape mode, it will delete single character, right? And if you again press I, you'll again go to insert mode and we can write something. Okay. Is this clear? Okay, cat is the file. Cat is the command to display the content on the screen. Head is the command to display first number of lines. Tail is the command to display last number of lines. This is called pipe operator, which will redirect output of one command to other command. We can use lot of commands with combination using this pipe. Okay, and then we have WC command to display the lines, line number, character number, word number, and grep is for searching for a particular pattern based on the argument. Grep-i is case insensitive search. It will ignore the case. It will display everything, uppercase or lowercase. Grep-w is for word search. -n is for the line number. It will display line number. -a is for display the number of lines, n number of lines after the occurrence. Display n number of lines before the occurrence. And then we have editors, VI, VIM, and nano. And then the most preferred one is VIM, right? So because we have a lot of options in VIM, and uh, in VI, basically there are two modes. One is escape mode, other is the insert mode. In escape mode, we execute the commands. We want to save the file, we want to quit, save without quitting, quit without saving, and then copy a line, copy a number of lines, or search for a particular word, or cut a line, cut a number of lines. So all those things we can do in escape mode. Insert mode is something like we need to enter something into the file. Then we press I, we go to the insert mode. So to come back from escape mode to insert mode, we have to press I, and to go to escape mode from insert mode, we need to press escape. Okay, and these are the some of the commands in VI. And VIM, it has the color syntax highlighting, and it has options like -o and -O, which using which we can open the multiple files, we can compare the files, we can manipulate the files, we can copy content from one file to other file. So basically to switch between the files, Control W is the command. Okay, and there is also nano editor. Sorry, nano is not there. Let me install. So this is also basically all the commands will be displayed in the bottom, so a little easy to use. Okay, and you can write something here, and to save, Control X, and it will ask you want to save or modify. If you just press yes, that will be saved. You want to write something and you want to save, so it is like Control X. Control X, and then it will ask you want to save. You just type yes or no and then press enter. So that file will be saved. So it's always recommended to use VIM from the beginning, so that you'll be habituated with the commands and the color syntaxes and the basic, how do we use different commands to go to insert mode, to go to command mode, and how do we write the syntax, and all that stuff we learn using VIM. So start using VIM, practice using VIM. Initially it will be difficult, but once you get habituated, it's very easy, and it has a lot of features that you can use it. Nano is basically for the beginners, easy to use. VIM has a lot of other features which are basically like color syntax, color highlighting, and multiple files. We can open multiple files, and you can search for a particular pattern. You can replace a file, and there are a lot of things like, let us say I want to replace the word hello with ABC. So that I can do using VIM, right? So there are other these things, we'll talk about them later, like you can replace occurrences, all those things we'll see later. Okay, so this like the basic VI stuff, wherein you can just try to open the file, write something to it, save it, that you can practice for now. Okay, any questions?
Hey, Santosh.
Yes.
Yeah, well, my question is not related to this topic. I was just asking if during the course or after the course, is there any project work you also going to assign to us to have some practical experience as well? Some assignments or like a detailed project that help us to implement the DevOps solutions?
Yeah, so basically we will see some exercises we are seeing anyway, something like install Vagrant or that I'm giving, and when we start this in the actual tools, we'll see one end-to-end flow, wherein once we complete tools like a repository, code repository, or binary repository, or continuous integration server, and then we have some configuration management tools, then we can see one end-to-end flow wherein we integrate all the tools at once and change something, and that will automatically, let us say you change code in some repository, let us say Git, and that change has to be converted to build, and that build has to be copied to the Nexus server. Then that file has to be copied to the end machines. So that we'll do by taking 2 or 3 machines. So that's like a project. So more or less in any company that will be the process, right? You have a source repository, source code repository, then you have a binary repository wherein you store the binaries or the artifacts. Then you have a configuration management tool which will deploy the binaries to the end machines, right? So that we'll see. You can also practice that, and also other than that, we'll see the configuration of LDAP servers, configuration of NFS server, HTTP, Apache server configuration on different Linux distributions, MySQL configuration, these kind of things we'll see.
Okay, one more quick question. Is it also going to be cover how we're going to migrate load from internal to Amazon, let's say, the
No,
coding?
that is not covered. So
So
that's
it's
not
more about the software development, right? It's like
Yeah, right.
software
Yeah,
development life cycle, how to control the versions and how to implement and okay.
yeah. That version control we'll see, and continuous integration we'll see, but migration as of now we are not covered.
Okay, so any point you cover like Amazon or Azure? No?
Amazon we cover, AWS we cover, the basic services,
Yeah,
requesting
basic
that,
services. Okay.
S3, IAM, DNS, VPC, so basically auto scaling and load balancing. So this stuff we'll see.
Okay. Okay. So just quickly, if from my first impression, seems to be a more like a software development advanced course instead of typical software development lifecycle, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So if somebody is coming from the cloud background and thinking to use those tools to as a migration tools to public cloud, he won't be able to have much help from this course.
Yeah, migration we are not covering as of now, but basically managing the cloud instances, right? So you have a lot of cloud instances and you want to manage them using tools like Chef or Puppet or Ansible. So those will be helpful. Or you want to set up continuous integration in your cloud. So cloud or in-premise doesn't matter, right? So basically you have to use the tools, you have to monitor, and you have to set up the environment, infrastructure management, infrastructure as code. So for those things it will be helpful.
Okay, some part of it helpful. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks, Santosh.
Yeah. Any other questions? Documents I already shared, you can discuss with them, visual path and get it. Okay. Okay then, there are no questions, we'll wind up, and after this basics are done, we'll start with Vagrant. Okay. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.